The only reason you ever feel lost or stuck or confused is because you're staying loyal to a version of yourself that you've already outgrown. That's why you could be doing all the right things or taking all the right steps in order to achieve some sort of outcome for yourself. But no matter what you do, all the right things, nothing seems like it's working. In fact, oftentimes it might even seem like your outcome or whatever it is that you want to achieve gets pushed further and further away. And you're like, okay, I have no idea what's going on. Why is this happening? Because I'm doing everything right. But again, like I said, you can't achieve an outcome from a version of you that is not aligned with that outcome. So if you're going about doing all the right things, but your internal dialogue is something like, okay, this is going to be hard work. Okay, this is going to take forever. Okay, I did this one thing. Why is it not working yet? Or I've been doing all of these things, but it's just not working out and I don't know what to do. That version of yourself does not match the version of yourself who has the outcome. Because if you've already achieved your outcome, whatever it might be, that is who you need to be along the way to achieving your outcome, if that makes sense. It's like I always say, your identity is always going to lead your behavior. And whatever you see out in your life is always just a reflection of you. So if your identity is, okay, let's say you're going to achieve some sort of goal and you have a 10-step process written out, it's clear as day. And if you just follow that process, you know that you'll achieve your goal. In fact, let's say that someone laid out that 10-step process for you and it's something that they did to a T and it worked for them. Super easy, super quick. And they're like, yeah, if you just follow this, I promise you, you're going to have that desired outcome, just like I did. So you go and follow that process that they lay out for you, but you're like, okay, you're totally lying because it's not working for me. What's going on? I don't know why it's not working. I'm doing everything you said, right? But if you're doing everything that was laid out for you, you could have all of the answers. But if you're leading yourself from a version of yourself that does not match those answers or that outcome, that's why it feels like nothing is working. In order to get your identity to match, all you simply have to do is just ask yourself, what is this outcome that I want? And who is that version of me that has it? Because that is the version that you need to lead with. Like, let's say, I don't know, let's say that you want to become a bodybuilder, right? So you start waking up at a certain hour every day and you're like, I need to spend X amount of hours in the gym. I need to start going to the gym and I need to start doing these certain workouts. I need to, I should, I have to. Are those things that a bodybuilder would say? Probably not. A bodybuilder is not saying, I need to get up and go to the gym at this hour. A bodybuilder just gets up, gets ready, and goes to the gym. They're not thinking about should, could, would. They are a bodybuilder. So when you feel like, you're trying to achieve a goal, if you feel like nothing is working, listen to your internal dialogue because that's going to tell you everything you need to know about who you are being. So if you're leading yourself with that identity, like let's go back to the bodybuilder example. If you're saying, I need to get up at 5 a.m., I need to make sure that I hit these specific workouts or exercises in X amount of time, or, I need to make sure that I'm lifting X amount of weight. Like, yeah, you can set those little mini goals for yourself, right? But if you're doing so because you feel like you need to become something, that's the difference. A bodybuilder doesn't need to become a bodybuilder. A bodybuilder is a bodybuilder. So if you're trying to become a bodybuilder, that word try is exactly why you probably feel so far away from actually being a bodybuilder. And I hope that makes sense. It seems super simple, but it's because it is simple. When you're leading from the identity of a bodybuilder, you're naturally doing bodybuilder things. But if you're leading from an identity of not being a bodybuilder yet, that's why it feels so difficult along your bodybuilder journey. And that's why it feels like, or that's why you could fall off of your routine sometimes, or that's why you'll skip a day of workout sometimes, or that's why you might not see, changes or gains in your physique, because you're over here looking, waiting to see if things are going to happen, waiting to see if your workouts are going to actually show some sort of result. But a bodybuilder knows that their workouts are going to show results. They're not checking to see if they show results. They know that they're going to get the results. And that's the difference here. It's all about who you're being and who you're leading from, because that's going to lead your behavior, and it's always going to be reflected right back to you. So again, this can apply to any aspect of life. If you feel like maybe you've been trying to get out of a funk, or you're trying to set a new, morning routine for yourself, or you're trying to incorporate new habits in your life, or maybe you've been trying to start up a business, or maybe you want to shift gears in your career, or you want to, I don't know, maybe you want to move across the country, whatever it is. If you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you're lost, you feel like you don't know what to do, or you feel like you're doing all the right things but nothing is working, turn inward and really check in with yourself. Because again, if you're leading yourself with an identity that doesn't match the outcome, all it takes is that simple shift internally to align with whatever it is that you want. And then it's not even that you're going to achieve it. It's more so like it just kind of comes right to you, because you're the magnet here. Whatever or whoever you know yourself to be, whoever you're being, that version of yourself, it's a magnet. And that's why you keep seeing certain things in your life. And especially if it's unwanted things, it's because you're attracting that to you like a magnet, because that is your identity and that is what you're leading your behavior from. So if you want to see those changes in your life or in whatever aspect that you want, ask, who am I being right now? What identity am I leading from? Because that is ultimately, your identity is going to lead your behavior. And that's going to lead you to the results that you want, or call in the results or the outcome that you want. I hope that made sense for you guys. If you want to work with me, my link is in the description. That does it for this one, guys. I will see you again next time. I love you. Bye.